Hey guys, what is going on? Ephemerals here. So, we're back at it again. And again. Come on. So today, well, as you saw from the teaser, we are checking out the Kirin today. The little fucking, what I can best describe, I suppose, as a sort of lightning horse, right? Is bro related? This, I suppose he wouldn't, right? I was gonna say, would he have at least any magic related stuff, but we're talking about in the context of Monster Hunter. I don't think there's I don't think there's any, you get the idea. What is this? Was there someone that said this? This is hilarious. I found this comment funny as hell. They commented about the Gypseros. His tail always felt obscene to be hit by. I suppose. The tail is rubbery and it's all weird looking, from like the rest of his body. Fair enough, I suppose. Anyway, let's get into this, bro. This is a Kirin, as usual. Oh, 92k views. Okay, people are a bit more interested in this video. Yeah, this is by Oceaniz, as usual. Please go check out his channel. Amazing creator. Simply amazing. Okay, come on. Can you guys hear this? Okay, you can. Let me just full volume this bit. Yeah. Alright.
It rumbles. A storm brews, and the roiling currents of the upper atmosphere prepare their terrifying concerto.
Whoa. There's this little thing at... What the hell? Hold on. Okay, it looks like it's fixed. I think. For the majority part.
Winds that rip apart
Okay.
forests,
That was weird.
accompanied by lightning that vaporizes matter. We all live in awe of such overwhelming power, and have done so since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
But what if not all creatures...
Dude, imagine, I'm surprised this mantis isn't, like, suffering from the rain. Well, I suppose they are a little bit, but, being covered in water is not exactly favorable for an insect. Also, what was he gonna say? Oh yeah, imagine being like a prehistoric human, bro. Lightning strikes would be fucking scary to you. This is why, I don't know, early humans had religion and shit, and all types of this, like, crazy stuff, because obviously, there's a lot of unknown, even today. So us, with our feeble human minds, have to somehow rationalize it before actually finding out what it truly is, right? So, yeah, it's usually like that. Being an early human. Imagine you're seeing, like, the like, northern lights, the aurora borealis shit. Oh my god, imagine seeing that as an early human.
were subservient to the might of nature. What kind of beast could be strong enough to wrangle the very elements? Could there be a being so powerful that its command compels the storm?
Dude, I occasionally forget that the Kirin is quite literally, a lower tier Elder Dragon, but still an Elder Dragon. So they're quite above most monsters. Unless like it's other, Wait, I just realized. Hold on, speaking of. Have like Kirin and Devil Joe ever crossed paths? I don't... That's a fun question. Inheritor of Thunder. Wow, man. Very lion-looking face. Oh, we're playing
Science,
Spore?
in a way, is a blanket. As much as it is presented as a noble effort to measure the world and characterize the stars to understand our existence, it is also undeniably an endeavor of comfort. Like a blanket, we wrap ourselves in the findings of science and tell ourselves that come what may, our knowledge and ingenuity will keep us safe.
I mean...
That is,
Technically it does, but it we'd like to think, oh, nothing bad will ever happen because we have the info. No, no. Mosses can still fuck up a hunter no matter like the info they have. Still happens, bro.
Of course, a platitude. No matter how much we learn, what lies beyond the horizon of our understanding is always greater, always more elusive, always more magical. This is a lesson the Hunters Guild has had to learn again and again, and one creature in particular has stood as a continuous reminder of just how mysterious the world still is, despite our best efforts. This case is in fact so mysterious that it is not trivial to determine when it even started. Over the many years of the guild's existence, hunters would occasionally return with an odd report. Quest completed, target slain, everything went smoothly. But amidst it
Okay.
all, they reported to have felt as if they were being watched.
What
A
the
tingle
fuck?
in the air
That's
surrounding
not
them at
fun.
all times. Some of these reports even mentioned seeing a lean shadow leap away in the distance, always just out of reach.
Huh.
All of these encounters were also accompanied by a sudden thunderstorm appearing and then quickly disappearing again.
Okay, that like come on, that's just too suspicious. Like have I encountered rain before that kind of sort of just like went and do I have a Kirin in my neighborhood?
The hunters never reported to have been in any danger during these initial sightings. It was always just a quiet brush with the unknown.
Yeah, but I don't
As
like
the
that. That's
Hunters Guild
scary.
grew in size and the number of hunters out in the field at any given time increased, so too did these odd encounters grow in frequency. Before
But I don't
long,
understand why would you watch a bunch of hunters? I don't know, man. It's Elder Dragons have always been a very mysterious bunch.
the shadowy Watcher had not only been sensed and glimpsed, but even seen from a reasonable distance. While the descriptions of the entity varied wildly, there were a few consistent features. It was
Okay,
indeed described as a monster, an animal,
sure.
rather than some supernatural entity.
Okay.
Most reports agreed that it was not a massive creature, and that
No,
it
no.
walked on four legs. Beyond this, however, the alleged appearance of the Phantom Beast varies significantly, being described to be of basically any color, with numerous contradictory features such as tentacles, whiskers, and frills.
Let's
At
be
the
let's
time,
let's be so real. If you saw a sort of shadow leaping away or whatever, and you barely have visible light, which in most cases is what I'm assuming the Kirin would pick as a good watching spot, because it really is. You are hard to even describe, right? So people talking about like, oh no, it would, the Kirin was black. No, 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 the Kirin was white, and then like several accounts of him are like he's blue. No, like he's dark green. No, he's red. Like obviously, the guild will catch up to like, okay, clearly whatever this is very hard to spot and even see if it's watching you because well you feel it, but you you will barely see it.
the guild considered this mystery to be of somewhat low priority. While it was certainly puzzling and tantalizing, it wasn't actually posing any threat to hunters or civilians. Whatever this creature was, it merely observed from afar and then vanished. The
Really weird
Hunters Guild
behavior.
is primarily concerned with safety, so no immediate action towards uncovering this phantom beast was taken at that time. However, as rumors and myths regarding this case became common knowledge among hunters, many younger upstarts began engaging in reckless behavior,
Oh, come
hoping to be the
on.
ones to finally confront and discover this mystery monster. Many boasted about trying to chase down the creature, and it soon became a sort of challenge for newcomers, despite repeated scoldings from their
Oh, for
guildmasters.
God damn it, my cat just knocked over a ball. Go over there, bro. What the hell, man?
Until, one day, of course, a hunter returned to Dundorma in a panicked frenzy.
Oh God.
Behind him, on a cart, he was hauling a collection of blackened armor pieces.
Oh my God. Nah, this is. I'm getting goosebumps. Dude, this is legitimately kind of scary. Remains of blank identified by partner. Blank. No next of kin found to be buried near the windmill district. Blackened armor or blackened like body parts? Because bro looks charred. Unless this is like a depiction of like just their silhouette. Bro looks burnt. Like, you know, God left them in the oven for too long now. I don't know what happened, man.
Loosely held together by a charred human corpse.
Ugh.
The hunter himself was also injured, missing numerous fingers, which looked as if they
Jesus
had been
Christ.
scorched clean off.
Damn!
Through the babbling of the survivor, a severe tragedy was illustrated. This duo of greenhorns had dedicated themselves to discovering the mystery.
Oh my god, oh my god, it's a bunch of greenhorns, bro. I suppose that would be fair, right? Because like if you guys are greenhorns, you're not taking on as much responsibility and have even as monster hunters sort of this free willy-nilly like nature. Because like okay, look, here's the thing, right? If you improve more and more and more and more and more and more and more as like a hunter, eventually you'll be needed more and more like on higher tier quests or hey hunter, can you do this for me? Hey, do this, hey, get me these materials, I gotta do this. And obviously you're gonna be needed more and more because I'm so take a take a shot every time I say more. Anyhow, um you will be needed like a lot more as a higher level hunter because you've proven to like the guild and obviously several other people in like any sort of headquarters that's like usually monster hunters roaming there, to be like, oh, this guy's this hunter is like super reliable, you can ask for materials, give them to you, of course now without some compensation, of course, but either way, you're gonna be relied on quite heavily as like a high level hunter. So I would understand why greenhorn hunters would probably be the ones to be able to sort of go out and be a little more reckless and just exploring shit.
Monster, and, independently of guild researchers, concluded that most of its sightings seemed to occur in or near the marshes around Dundorma. They had indeed
Yikes.
found it and, against all guild recommendations, approached it head on.
Oh god.
As they faced it, the creature had suddenly leapt past them, followed by a roaring thunderclap.
Damn.
The
Holy
surviving
shit.
hunter recalled little else after that. From one moment to the next,
You guys got fried.
his fingers and
Gone.
his friend were gone,
Fuck.
replaced with the stench of burning flesh. From this description, it appeared that this creature was a thunder element monster of hitherto unheard of potency.
Yeah, that's
While
actually
all
absurd.
thunder monsters are dangerous, no living creature was ever seen outright vaporizing a human so easily.
Yeah, because like usually with like the lightning, like the lightning that the monsters can produce so far, the main thing I've seen is like let's say with like the Tobi Kadachi. So far, mainly what I can see is like okay, it kind of fucks with your nervous system, right? And like of course, fair enough. We're talking about lightning here. Hello, you use those same like electrical signals, which is well, you can sort of imagine a small lightning to kind of control your body, right? So to pump your body with it would just be unwise. But yeah, I get it, right? I get it with the whole lightning stuff and whatever else, right? Unless, oh, Okay, back to my point. What was I saying? Um, I get electrical like impulses and whatever that does to your body, right? Especially if you're fighting a thunder type monster. But to outright scorch a human, like an entire human, mind you, and scorch someone's fingers off, and you're telling me this isn't some huge monster, is bro? I'd be freaking out as a guild researcher.
As a result, the discovery, classification, and containment of this phantom beast was made an urgent investigation. Luckily, the survivor had been able to get a good look at the creature, and, after a bit of calming down, his testimony proved invaluable in tracking it down. The entire Hunters Guild, focusing on one goal, is a tremendous
Yeah,
force,
that's
and
insane.
indeed, the mystery creature would soon be discovered and observed by a sanctioned hunting party.
You've got to have done something crazy for the entire guild to focus their attention on you, because they're pretty fucking large, or probably the largest like group of whatever the hell guild is related to Monster Hunter. They're literally called the guild.
It matched the survivor's description perfectly. It was a quadruped creature, roughly the size and shape of a moose.
It's like a unicorn, bro.
Its blue hide was striped and grew white, luminous patches of fur in various places. And on its head sat a single, deep blue horn, perfectly straight and horribly pointed. As its existence became
I
confirmed,
don't get it. What's that for? I would understand a monster like the Monoblos or the Diablos having a singular or two horns to sort of gore an opponent, but the Kirin does not really have any weight behind a horn. I don't know what you would do. I suppose if it's for lightning, hey, I get it.
it was
I get
named
it by then.
Kirin. Even after its official discovery, the Kirin was and continues to be a deeply elusive creature. It matches no known monster group and seems to have no immediate relatives, thus placing it into the
That's
Elder
insane.
Dragon category by
Yep.
necessity.
Yeah.
But even this decision is much debated. As mystical and bizarre Elder Dragons may be, the majority of them do display some degree of similarity, which is completely absent in the small, equine Kirin. A small group of researchers are currently petitioning to investigate
Kelby.
its relation to the Kelby, another small equine creature.
Huh.
But that angle has gone nowhere as of now. Equally disputed is the Kirin's actual lifestyle and territory. Kirin are sighted in almost every environment with no clear regularity.
They're
And
just
as
going
such,
everywhere.
the guild doesn't have a habitat map as much as it just has a list of locations in which Kirin have been sighted before.
I mean, yeah. If you get multiple reports of like, oh, this monster was here, and then you get another account of, oh, yeah, I saw this monster over here, and you get like multiple other accounts of like, yeah, no, but like, this monster was also over here. You're gonna be confused. You're not gonna have a statistical pinpoint. Like, sure, you'll have one in terms of, as we saw, like, you'll have a pinpoint of, okay, this monster was mostly spotted here, but there's no significant say of like, oh, this monster go like habituates or has a habitat here. Not really at that point. I don't know how he's able to do that though, but hey, when you're an elder dragon, I suppose.
They do seem to appear more commonly in the Ancient Tower, a derelict megastructure deep in the ruined land of Fonron. They also
That would make sense, close to the skies and somewhat. I suppose. Well, if it's in the tower.
seem to be slightly more common in the marshes near Dundorma, as the Greenhorns tragically surmised.
I don't get it though. Why is the Kirin there? Is it just drinking water incidentally?
Some researchers have suggested that Kirin do have a
Oh,
bespoke
he should have been
territory
here.
somewhere in the wild, but that it is so remote, so elusive and inaccessible that all the guild ever sees are the individuals that venture out and away from their secret home. Whatever the case may be, the little confirmed information about the Kirin paints a fascinating picture all by itself. Kirin are swift and graceful, galloping across any and all climate zones with seeming ease.
It's very unlike the monsters we've seen. I'll be so real. It's very unlike the monsters we've seen so far. We've seen a lot of bruteness, a lot of powerness, powerness, a lot of like powerfulness from these like coming from these monsters, and obviously it's crazy because like, obviously it's an obvious display of like, oh, they got power. These animals can handle themselves, and well, they're a through and through monster. But and obviously we've seen like recently the absolute cleverness and cunning of the Gypsaros, which is really just smart. But the Kirin is more intimidating than anything I've ever really seen. Like he's more. I say it because obviously the fucking accounts you have with him are like mythological. Oh my god, he scorched my friend, and you see like a depiction of his friend's body, and it's just completely black from like head to toe. It's ridiculous, right? And then like obviously they can't find a habitat, they can't find relatives of the species. Perhaps a Kelby, but because they're both equine, but that doesn't mean they're the same. Because well, just look at them; they're really not. They're a
While
little
they are
crazy.
not actively aggressive,
Those are really
invoking their
fast.
anger will see them attack relentlessly, using perhaps the single most inexplicable ability ever discovered by the guild. True fulminokinesis, the ability to command lightning. Monsters that utilize electricity or the thunder
Kind of
element
insane.
to attack or
Hey, Tobikadashi.
defend themselves are actually nothing new.
I know,
Even
yeah.
in the early days
Yeah.
of the guild, various
Yeah.
natural mechanisms to harness the thunder element were known and understood, specifically in the Kezu.
I'll be so real though. Fair enough. I mean, even like IRL, bro, we got like eels. Like obviously more. We have more of the um. Well, you have like more animals that use kinetic. You know, I almost said element. They use like kinetic forces much more. Like let's say like the mantis shrimp. But like in terms of lightning, I mean, you have stuff like the eel, right? They can like generate electricity. Anyway, let's read this. I'm from what I know, Oceaniz doesn't usually read these out completely. So, thunder element monsters. The ability to weaponize electricity in wild animals may sound fantastical, but it is not unheard of. A handful of monsters have been described to have defensive and predatory mechanisms that rely on storage and discharge of electric pulses. I wonder where they get that though. That's kind of unique. When used by an animal, because obviously, hold on, because obviously, like within producing venom, you're like, okay, they're producing it inside their body, and then it goes into their, you know, venom glands, and then it pumps out like when they want to use it, right? Fair, but like to store electricity is kind of insane. When used by an animal, these electric abilities may be called thunder element. While thunder element comes in various forms, it is generally used to incapacitate or paralyze prey. While attacks can rarely be more destructive, thunder element abilities are generally considered entrapment skills rather than being used for sheer damage. Yeah, no. Uh, I do see that. I mean, I did craft a few shock traps. I haven't used them, but I could see it being like really useful for like trapping monsters and whatever, and getting like a free hit. But for sheer damage and for the Kirin to do it with sheer damage is kind of absurd. So the guild was like, yeah, yo, hold on.
But in most of
Fair
those
play. Fair
cases,
play.
the monster in question possesses some internal organ or feature that produces, stores, or guides
Oh, Thunder Sack?
electricity. That
Is that a thing?
is not the case with the Kirin. It does not appear to
No
have
way. Kirin's ultimate weapon, the true fulminokinesis. What the fuck? Hold on, let's read this. Let's read this like before anything else. This is actually insane. Kirin possesses a unique ability that is almost entirely unheard of. True fulminokinesis. The power to control natural lightning. Are you serious? Instead of merely producing weak internal charges. Oh my god. Natural lightning is unfathomably destructive, granting the Kirin enormous strength. How it exactly does this is still is still very mysterious, but two features seem to play the important roles. The Kirin's azure horn seems to guide the quote big quotation marks, I suppose, the lightning strikes the Kirin calls, as it has to swing it around before attacking. Okay. The white mane of well, oh, read that wrong. The white mane of the beast pulsates in tandem with its thunder calls, so it has been presumed that it too helps in controlling this primeval force. The fuck you did? Nah, a kinesis ability is not one I don't think I would have ever saw from Monster Hunter of all fucking franchises, man.
Any internal structures
That's
associated
absurd.
with this. Nor does the thunder it controls even originate from its own body.
Dude, this is like a mythological figure, bro. Like, actually. Might as well call this like Thor or some shit.
Instead, the Kirin is able to generate storm clouds in the atmosphere above it and call down natural lightning strikes at any time on any
Insane.
target it desires.
Insane.
The Kirin doesn't merely use thunder attacks. It forces the very heavens above it to obey its commands and send down scorching thunderbolts.
Yeah, but like you would need. I don't know how right this is. I'm not exactly a big guy on like on about clouds, but doesn't a cloud need to be either colliding with or have a lot of charge in itself to start trying to strike down a point in where they have to release energy? That's not you can't because by that point you're actually making clouds, right? Because obviously you need the fucking clouds. Hello, they're basically the storage of these little lightning strikes. Well, not so little, I suppose. Lightning strikes that happen like IRL. So I don't know. Like this is just crazy, bro.
Natural lightning strikes
Usually a monster would make more sense, right?
are magnitudes more powerful than anything a living creature could
And-
ever hope to
yeah.
produce in its own body.
Even just hold.
And so, this ability
That's
makes the Kirin
ridiculous.
both unique and devastatingly powerful. Lightning dances around this beast, striking at any that approach it. The
That's
speed
scary,
and
bro.
intricate patterns with which these strikes occur are nearly impossible to outmaneuver, and few
I'm not-
beings,
I'm not surprised. You're trying to dodge lightning. Not an easily achievable feat, bro.
man or monster, are able to survive getting hit more than once. The Kirin found in the New World can even cause lightning to curve and fly horizontally, an
Okay. Nah, I call bullshit. Are you serious? I'm seeing it with my own eyes, though.
entirely unique and absurd occurrence. True fulminokinesis is as mysterious as it is powerful.
Yeah, that's actually
Lightning
absurd.
strikes
That's
are
insane.
a largely random phenomenon,
Yeah, that's
and
the
there
thing.
aren't many known mechanisms to feasibly manipulate them, let alone control them to the degree seen in the Kirin.
Yeah.
Careful observation has, however, yielded some clues. This ability
Thing is, right? Oh, before we get into the clues, sure, you can get away with let's say flash pods. Why? Because you can sort of harness what they're made from. They're made from like these little flash bugs, right? Unfortunate, but hey, I mean, the guild's gotta use them, right? And it works. It works because we can harness it. We are not able to like harness random lightning strikes, bro. We're just not.
seems to depend on both the Kirin's white fur and its horn. Whenever it calls down thunder, its mane glows and pulsates brightly, and the larger lightning strikes are called down by a swing of the azure horn, which can often be seen crackling with small arcs of lightning around it.
I knew it. I knew it. The horn was used for like a sort of lightning call.
Observations further solidified the importance of these two body parts. First, in the New World, a researcher made a breakthrough discovery
need to break that.
when they finally managed to observe a Kirin
Oh
during
my God.
feeding.
Oh shit!
Long thought to be herbivores, Kirin were finally confirmed to seek out plants. But
Okay.
not for the usual reasons. While the researcher called it feeding, what they actually observed was that the Kirin was licking the plants rather than eating them.
Why?
It seemed to be lapping off the moisture that accumulated on the surface of certain flora, and, curiously, whenever it did so,
That is so insect-coded, but this is an equine being. Why?
the Kirin would shed small puffs of its white mane, which would briefly glow like it does while calling down lightning. This suggested that there was some mechanism by which absorbing moisture could replenish or otherwise influence the Kirin's mane.
I suppose.
The sparkling energy that surrounds the hair at most times might suggest that the beast does store some degree of thunder in its own body as
For
well.
sure.
How exactly this interacts with
I suppose if you're doing that and using your weaker energy to call down a much stronger one, perhaps, but to still form rain is kind of like, I don't know. That's just, it's both mind blowing and my mind's also like, I'm calling bullshit. Like,
its ability is still unknown. The second
Absurd.
key observation centered around an entire still unknown.
hold on, bro. Let's read that. Let's read this. You guys can hear me? Okay. The Kirin's bizarre feeding habit. After much speculation, Kirin were only recently discovered to seek out plants for nutrition. Only recently, okay. However, even in something as normal as herbivory, the Kirin created more mystery. Alongside regular feeding, Kirin have been observed spending some time licking the surfaces of plants to lap up their moisture. Why they do this is unknown, but every time a Kirin engages in this behavior, small tufts of their white mane fall off, sizzling with leftover electricity. Why? Why would it fall off? Okay.
How exactly this
That's weird.
interacts with its ability is still unknown.
Yeah.
The second key observation centered around
Uh-oh.
an entirely different species. The Rajang, a rare and dangerous fanged beast, is well known for its thunder abilities, which color its coat and empower its fists. But these abilities are not innate at birth. Instead, Rajang must
Yeah, they have to go through this, like, yeah.
perform a sort of coming-of-age ritual, in which they hunt down a Kirin, break off its horn, and consume it. Upon ingesting the horn, a Rajang unlocks its full electric potential.
Holy shit,
This
that's cool. Oh, that's really cool.
That the horn is indeed where the major thunder abilities of the Kirin are localized, as
Okay.
it would otherwise not have this effect on the Rajang. Both parts of the mane and the
That's
horn were
fucking
later
crazy.
retrieved for study, which was unfortunately less insightful than expected.
Really?
While both materials held significant electric charge,
Okay,
making them
that's
difficult
something.
to handle,
Oh,
they
fair.
showed no signs of special structures or adaptations that enabled that property.
So how?
It was as if the
Is it just like, what, more calcium and just a calcified structure of bone? Is that just it? That's...
Kirin simply had a natural, mystical relationship to the storms.
No fucking way,
and that
though.
they granted it power beyond the constraints of mere biology.
What the
Using this
fuck?
power, a rampaging
I can't,
Kirin
bro.
is a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, for sure.
As if the lightning strikes weren't enough, the beast is also quite formidable without them. Its strong legs allow it to shoot itself off the ground at tremendous speeds, even being able to leap up cliffs and mountains effortlessly. In conjunction with this agility, its horn is not just a vessel for its thunder ability, but a deadly skewer, ready to penetrate those that irritate its wielder.
I suppose if you're a hunter, you're sizable enough to just skewer with a horn? Yeah, sure.
Defensively, the Kirin has another bizarre ability. By calling down a lightning strike onto itself, it envelops
Wow.
its body in a plasmatic aura.
Unfair, bro.
The crackling electricity surrounding it tempers the Kirin's muscles, making its body so hard that almost nothing can harm it.
That is
It is
bullshit.
a truly
Wow.
otherworldly creature. Kirin research did not just happen in a vacuum. With each new, inexplicable detail about the creature that made it into guild records, the imagination and ambition of scholars all across the organizations was emboldened. The Kirin may be elusive, but through that quality, it inspired an entire generation of researchers to dream and imagine all the other unusual, magical beasts that might roam the great unknown. And of course,
Jesus, man.
numerous theories around the Kirin specifically emerged.
Of course.
One favorite in scholarly dining halls was
Talk
the
to me
question
nice.
of if the Kirin's relationship
Scholarly dining halls. Of course, that really is where most gossips and theories would happen in it. It's not like a fucking public debate or
to
whatever.
the storms was innate and unalterable. Was
I
the Kirin
suppose.
inextricably bound to lightning?
I mean, if you guys like carved up the whole body and like practically saw nothing, it could deadass just be like, oh, he can actually harness lightning, which is insane. It's like the first time I've seen this in a monster, which are usually very biologically grounded beings.
Through some specific, unknown ancient pact?
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Or could there be a kind of Kirin that controls a different element? The answer to this question revealed itself sometime later, during the Magala
Oh boy.
incident. In this historic event, a rogue Gormagala caused chaos and panic in
Holy
and
shit.
around the Valhabar region, leading to increased guild activity in the area.
Yeah, I
This
bet.
jurisdiction included a nearby zone called the Everwood, a massive forest full of ancient ruins.
Dude, what is with the Everwood producing some of the weirdest monsters we've ever seen, bro? The... Not Baroth, what was it? The... Like, crystalline Basarios or whatever it was. Or the... Sorry, Gravios or Basarios? I forgot which one it was, but, you know, one didn't exist. Is he gonna read
It
this?
is in fact
Okay.
so massive that it has, to this day, never been
Fully...
mapped.
Okay, yeah.
Many rare and even unique
This is like the Bermuda Triangle of Monster Hunter.
creatures live in these
All type
woods.
of bullshit.
And one day, a patrol came back with a truly astonishing report.
Wait. Let me read that. I'll read it quick for you guys. Some time ago, a rogue Gormagala... What? Hold on. Began a terror campaign in the Valhabar region. By spreading its characteristic frenzy virus around, it caused enormous ecological damage. This incident resulted in a massive mobilization of guild resources until the Abomination... Abomination is insane. Abomination was slain by a traveling caravan of hunters. Nice. Within the affected territories lies the Everwood, perhaps the most mysterious locale yet discovered by the guild. This enormous and dense forest is so convoluted that it has never been fully mapped. Numerous elusive creatures live here, and it is common to discover new species that appear nowhere else in the world. See, but that's mysterious as hell, though. It's not like mainly it's just a bunch of ancient ruins and stuff. It's not like there's actually a sort of unique condition that would make you go, ah, that's why these monsters appear here. Not really. It's mainly just a forest, right? Like Everwood, as you want to like title or call it.
A patrol came back with a truly astonishing report. The party described spotting a Kirin. This was by itself nothing new.
Yeah?
Kirin had been seen in the Everwood before. But this
Oh, that's scary. Look at you can see the fucking like air itself crackling.
individual was different.
That's scary, bro.
Its hide was much darker
Whoa,
than
what the
usual,
fuck?
nearly black, and
Oh,
its
you're
mane
weird.
was of a deep purple color. The horn was a dull pink rather than the characteristic azure. But most bafflingly, this Kirin did not call down lightning. Instead, its
It didn't
horn
call down
seemed to
lightning?
control the ambient temperature, able to flash
What?
freeze anything within its sight in an
Damn!
instant. It could
That should include blood, because that by then we are cooked.
produce icicles and ice spires to both defend and attack.
Oh, okay.
This
Not-
was
okay,
quickly
never mind.
classified as a subspecies of Kirin,
Yeah,
named
but the abilities are so different, though.
Oroshi Kirin, and it would only be sighted a handful of times after this initial discovery.
Huh.
Nearly nothing is known about it and how it lives, and all descriptions of it merely repeat that first sighting. But the fact that
That's
the
scary.
Orochi Kirin controls ice was nonetheless significant.
Oh yeah. I mean, all we've heard so far is like, oh, you know, the Kirin is lightning this, lightning that. Stores like lightning in its horn and whatever the hell else, right? Otherwise, like, we've never heard it like, oh, different element. Motherfucker, I've never encountered this in like the months I've learned about Monster Hunter.
Researchers have suggested that since both ice and storms are abilities that interact with moisture and humidity, the Kirin's true ability may actually be to control atmospheric humidity around it. Alas,
That would make
until more
sense.
sightings occur, nothing can be truly confirmed.
Yeah, yeah.
The world is so vast and so infuriatingly beautiful.
Yeah, I
Even
agree.
with all our science and research, nature continues to find ways to humble us. No academic paper could describe the magnificence of beings such as the Kirin, a magnificence that exists within the unknown. And in that unknown, we must venture. Because who knows what wonders still lie beyond our horizons.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man.
Next time on Monster
Oh,
Hunter
we got a little
Ecology,
teaser.
the shadow it casts is
I
enormous.
don't remember the next video though. What
How
is?
many lives have come and gone in its wake? How many lineages,
Oh, here we go.
kingdoms, legends have risen and fallen
Oh,
as it
Lao Shen Lung.
stood by,
I
unbothered,
think.
unaffected? And how much will be lost once it walks? How much will be trampled in its wake? How does one fight back when a mountain takes its first step?
Jesus Christ, disaster walker. Oh my god. Yeah, no. If a monster's so big, it can cause like actual catastrophe by just walking. I mean, Lao Shenlong is one of the biggest monsters, right? One of, I say, not the most.
Thank you,
Or the-
everyone, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the penultimate episode of Season 1 of Monster Hunter Ecology.
Nice, that was awesome.
Just one more episode to go. I hope you've been enjoying it.
I have.
A very special thank you to all.
Okay, we'll end it there. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, the Kirin has me perplexed. It's such a unique ability that doesn't really fit. You can't really just like, you can call it thunder element. Okay, but then one of the subspecies is displaying control over ice this time. So to have a control over atmospheric currents is insane. I mean, I suppose, right? You have Valstrax with this fucking jetpack. I always mention him because he's also kind of wild to me biologically. I suppose like you can pass off like his little jetpack fuel as like dragon element, right? But like in terms of what dragon element is, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is it's red. The energy's red. It's cool looking, and that's about it. An atmospheric control over that is crazy. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts like in the comments below. I really want to know because people might also be mixed on this, right? The Kirin is kind of horrifying as a monster, well, especially like that one fucking video I saw where the Kirin just ran around for hours. Well, for the amount of time you had anyway. Anyhow, like and subscribe if you want more. Want to grow the channel, of course. But thank you guys for watching. This has been Ephemeros, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.